Hi everyone and welcome back to the last episode on the Cornerstone SMP Season 1. Yes, we will be shifting to Season 2 very soon, to a new world in the new 1.18 update, which is very exciting. But it also means that we will have to say goodbye to this place, to the Season 1 world. And I can now officially say that I have finished my underwater base. I'm just glad that I actually got to that point. For today's video, I just want to take a look back at everything I built here on the server in the last almost a year. I think it's more like 10 months or something along those lines. I want to get started here in the shopping district, where I built a total of 2 shops, or 3 if you want to count this one. This is a fox vending machine that I built. It's basically just, 2 foxes, which are very cute. You breed them and get a kit, and I haven't actually checked the sales. It's 1 diamond. You guys made me 1 diamond. That's wonderful. Alright, well, apart from that, there's of course Rando, the first shop I built. And what I still really love about this place is that it isn't based around one particular thing. Instead, I can just add whatever I want to it, and, whenever I have like an income of something specific, I can add to it, because the shop is based around just random crap that I might want to sell. Yeah, so the axolotls were, I think, the last thing that I added, and looks like someone has been down here. Yeah, down here is just the storage, but let's take a look. These are all the diamonds I made from this shop. That's a little more than the vending machine got us. Yeah, so that's not a bad haul, of course, but there is a 3rd shop that I built, which didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Right, the armor stand shop. Which was basically supposed to just be a place where I offer services of building armor stand scenes. I definitely want to try the concept again next season, because I do love doing armor stand stuff, and maybe there'll be more people will have a need for it than this time around. But it also sold these mob heads, like the aquarium or the baby Steve, and I think a few of those actually got sold. Yeah, there we go. Right, but those were my additions to the shopping district. But even though it didn't quite work out, I still really love this build. Leaving the shopping district, there's of course the matter of Hicks's Mountain. He held a building competition here a while back, and this was my build for that competition, a little old mill, which I'm still also really happy with. I love the color palette, and I also really poured my heart out in this interior with the sawmill. And then upstairs you have a small kitchen area. Just trying to make as much use of the limited space as possible. And then here the bedroom slash living room. Yeah, this mill is definitely one of my favorite builds on the server. And also Hicks's landscaping has added a lot to it, how it's all tucked in between the trees. Works really, really well, I think. But that's not everything I've built on Hicks's Mountain. This is actually the latest thing that I added to the server, or my last project on here, I suppose. So Hicks asked me, he built this beautiful village here, and he asked me to decorate these buildings, do the interiors for them, and also a little bit here on the courtyard, on the marketplace, which I did. So we have a little bakery here selling cookies, of course, because it's Hicks. And I really went all out on the interiors. I had a lot of fun with this, really filling every space I could possibly. Yeah, I don't want to go into every building because it's a lot, but yeah, all of these are completely decorated with armor stands and whatever detail I could think of. And I love the way he built this place as well. Even though it's quite small, there's this wonderful little alleyways, and yeah, you really feel like you can get lost in between the buildings. And then the marketplace, of course, we have this flower stand, and over there is fish for sale. And apparently a skeleton died here as well. And then in the middle, I initially wanted to do like a full pig being roasted, because I've been kind of really getting into the Christmas spirit, and we usually have this medieval Christmas market in a neighboring village where they roast a full pig over the fire like this, which isn't happening this year because of COVID, which is really a bummer. not the pig roasting, but the the medieval market in general. It's usually one of my favorite things in the year. But yeah, that's what this is based on. A little bit of a real life inspiration, and I didn't do a pig because I felt like it might just look cruel in the end. And this works out a lot better, I think. And right past Hicks's Mountain is the spawn village. I didn't actually end up adding my own building to this place, but I did do some other work around here. I think this is the... yeah, it looks like that's the bell. So this you might remember. Oh, we got a name, Mr. Whiskers. I like that name. Yeah, so there was this sewer project that was happening for a bit, and my addition to that was... where are they? There's one. The sewer rats, of course. These are definitely also one of my favorite things here on the server that I did. They're really weird and they were kind of disgusting and kind of spooky, but also cute. And yeah, I had a ton of fun making these, and there were a few instances on like when someone was live streaming and suddenly there's a rat looking directly in their face and they get a little scared, and that was always wonderful to see. But I need to orient myself. There we go. This is not the only thing that I added to Spawn Town. There's so many llamas around here. Right, I didn't add a building as I said, but I did do the garden or park for the church here in town. You have some, you know, exotic plants and also vegetables growing, and a nice little fountain in the middle. Yeah, just to, I guess, fill up the space between the church and the town a little bit, add some greenery. So I went for the nature route instead of buildings, I think, which is also fine. I'm happy with these additions. I considered, of course, doing my own build, but honestly, the town is really filled up already. Oh, that's right, I totally forgot. I also did, I did kind of do a build, not a house, but I did the portal. So here we are in the gaming district where I built a iceboat road that I also had a little competition for. Oh my goodness, there's so many mobs. I think Braddles won that. Yes, exactly, Braddles, right. I did intend on decorating it a bit more, but I just kind of ended up getting bored of this place, to be honest. But yeah, it's my first minigame I've ever built, so it's something. But if we fly out in hopefully the right direction, I think this way is correct. Yeah, there we go. This is a project that sadly never really got finished or put to any use. It was also supposed to be like a big mini game, but it was really great getting to basically create this whole alien biome over here. A completely new biome using some nether stuff and sea pickles and dark oak and bamboo and all kinds of things that you maybe think wouldn't quite go together, but it actually turns out kind of cool. Also have a little like sugarcane forest over here. Yeah, so this was really fun, and I didn't only do the biome but also interiors for, I think, oops, can't go through there, for most of the buildings, if not all of them. Let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Again, like it's old and broken and overgrown. Yeah, it looks like I did most of them. Yeah, so a lot of work went into this as well, and then it kind of turned into nothing, which was a bit of a bummer, but the journey was still very fun. And then there is Palithor's base, which is just incredible. Let's fly up to have a proper look. Yeah, it's not just the village, but also the city over here. I haven't even seen this yet. That's amazing. Yeah, I haven't actually been here myself since he built this huge mountain. That's incredible. Well, I'm gonna take a minute to take that in before actually showing you what I did, which just will feel very unimportant in comparison. That's amazing. Okay, let's see if I can actually find it. I think it's... yeah, it should be close to the entry. This wasn't it. Nope. There we go. Okay, I did, I think, 2 interiors for him. And this was the witch's hut with her evil brewery up here. That was the first and the smaller of the interiors, and then I believe it was the bigger building over here, yes, with the banner. That's all new, I'll have to take a look at that. Which is a Smith's Guild, I believe. Yes. So we have a bit of a smithy area down here, the workstation. And then if we go upstairs is where the guild's meetings would be held. With a big chandelier, of course, a big old table. What is this over here? Dexter's Secret Laboratory. That is awesome. That is very cool. I love it. Man, I really need to catch up on videos. I'm so terrible. I'm sure he showed this in his videos. Police did, but man, I gotta get caught up. Yeah, but this is awesome. Very cool. Pelithor's entire base is just incredible. Right now, here's the underwater base, of course. We cannot forget about this place. This is definitely the thing I'm proudest of, and my favorite build I've made yet in Minecraft. I think it's also definitely the biggest one. It's nowhere near as big as Pelithor's base or Hix's base or anything like that, but yeah, I'm I'm really proud of it. It started off with this building right here, that was the starter house, and I remember I built this without a conduit or even respiration or what is it called? Depth strider. And that was quite the ordeal, but when I finished it and it just stood there all alone on the sea ground, I was really happy with it, and it felt like it might become something special, and I think that it did. You know, building underwater is a challenge, but it was so much fun. I don't regret it at all at the end of the day. It's such a special atmosphere, and I love how, in a way, it feels, this might be a bit cheesy, but it does feel a bit lonely down here. But at the same time it has like this bit of magic, I think, with which I try to especially incorporate through the magical creatures, the dragon of course, but also the mermaids over here. And if we go back around here, there's another little hint of a monster down there in the cave, with the siren up at the mountain. I definitely won't miss these guys, that's for sure. But I do think I will miss this place. Yeah, over here we have the greenhouse where I grew all my sugarcane and bamboo and everything I needed, and then over there is where the turtles live, in this building, where I got the eggs from that I sold in my shop. We have, you know, a cathedral, we have city buildings. This is the latest addition. I had one space left here that I wanted to fill. And I put in this small tavern because I felt like we still were missing like a place to get together, or where people would have gotten together before, you know, the city got flooded. And so it's kind of in this, a bit of a back alley, but still easily accessible. There's no interior. I don't know why I went inside. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cute. And then of course there's the Dragon Larry in the middle. With buildings all around him, and Hicks added those 3, which I'm still really happy with as well. And we've got the boat over here with, you know, trying to tell a bit of a story. The city of course got flooded, there's magical creatures living here, but we've also got the modern world approaching once again. You know, explorers sending a manned mission down. Yeah. And the big factory where I keep all my stuff. Yeah, that's my base. Right, and that was the building over there that I added when 1.17 rolled around and we got all the new blocks. And I put a bunch of axolotls in there as well, which I hope some survived. Yeah, they did. But yeah, I believe that is it on the server for me. It is of course a fact that I did most of this work in the first like 4 months, and then a small part of it in the last 6. Because I started university and all that, and I have too many interests and hobbies, and I have a hard time sometimes finding time, because there's just a lot of stuff I like doing in my free time. Aside from Minecraft, and even though I love Minecraft, it's not my top priority. Yeah, and especially this year I seem to have picked up a lot of new hobbies, which, while I do enjoy them all, it's sometimes a bit of a problem time-wise. I love building stuff, I love being creative, and I don't just do that in Minecraft, is the point. Yeah, but I'm still really, really grateful for everything, for the whole season, that I got to meet all these awesome people and that they're all so very nice, which is just a blessing. When I first got on the server, I was incredibly nervous. I'm always nervous meeting new people, and yeah, they're the best, and I'm so happy. And all the new additions as well, you know, I still feel like I'm the newbie, but I'm honestly not anymore. But all the actual newbies, they are super nice, and I'm so happy to be starting the new season with them, hopefully very soon. Yeah, I'm not as prepared for that season as I'd like to be, but you know, there's also fun in just diving in head first, I think, which is what we will be doing, just kind of seeing where it takes us. But yeah, once again, without all of the other guys, of course, all of this wouldn't have been possible, especially this underwater base. Most of the resources here I didn't farm myself, aside from maybe the sand. A lot of it I, of course, got from the shopping district. So without the hard work of all the other guys, I never would have gotten as far as I ended up getting. But that's it for me for season 1. I hope the next season will be just as fun, maybe even more. And I will try to, especially in the beginning, put in a lot of time and effort. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little tour. It was a little hard to structure it properly, but yeah, even if it was a little all over the place, I hope it gave you a good idea on what we did here in season 1. And yeah, this has been Nellis, and I hopefully will see you in the next episode, which will be season 2. Goodbye!